Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hello and welcome, whether you are watching for yourself or cross-watching for another individual. This is the reading for October 2019. I apologize if my energy seems a little flustered or scattered. This is actually the 5th time I've tried recording this video. The lighting behind me keeps changing because the sun keeps coming in and out, which is great and lovely and all, but I'm a Virgo and it's bothering me. So I do apologize if the lighting is really weird. I've done the best I could do. We're just gonna have to work through this together. But I feel like Gemini is kind of a chill sign anyway, so hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. I would like to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you we've actually broken 25,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. I feel so grateful to be able to put out all of these messages for you and to do this work. It's absolutely incredible, and just being part of this amazing YouTube tarot community is an absolute gift. You've all been so welcoming, not only to me but towards each other in the comment section, so thank you for keeping it civil and supportive. Thank you. It's just an absolute gift. And I would like to show my gratitude to all of you by offering a giveaway for a chance to win a free Reiki session or a free personal reading with me. I'm going to be launching that on my Instagram in about a week or so. So be sure to follow me on all of my social media, subscribe if you haven't already done that. I'm going to be announcing it on all of my different accounts, so that way we can ensure that everyone gets their chance to enter. So be sure to follow and like and subscribe and all of that jazz. I have all the links in the description box down below, as well as links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations for those of you who feel so called. Now, for those of you who are brand new to this channel, I do actually like to start off each of these readings with a brief astrological forecast where I talk about the transits and aspects and where they are moving for your specific sign. For those of you who are not interested in the astrological forecast, I will invite someone in the description box down below to leave a timestamp for when the actual reading begins, although I personally find that that the astrology and the tarot often complement each other a great deal, and it can give you a good sense of what might be happening when for you. I do also have a blog post in the description box for the astrological forecast for October, where I outline the specific dates for all of the aspects and transits for those of you who are interested and want a more thorough impression of what might be happening. And I gotta say, Gemini, this is a really interesting month for you because we are rolling through Libra, and we are coming into Scorpio season. Scorpio, we are going from your 5th to 6th house. And, you know, having Scorpio in your 6th house with all of these planets moving through there is quite interesting. We are also going to be, we already actually had Pluto go direct in Capricorn, which is your 8th house, which is house of mystery, death, rebirth, transformation, the things a lot of people don't like to talk about. So there's a lot of transformation happening for you in terms of deep truth, of getting to the core of who you are, of getting to the core of a situation. And that's really interesting because you almost have this double dose of scorpionic energy with Pluto going direct and then everything else that is happening in Scorpio this month. So it's you're really feeling this October in a really intense way. With all of these planets moving through your 6th house and your 5th house. Well, we'll start with your 5th house. Moving through your 5th house, there's been a lot of emphasis on creativity, on, you know, children or productivity, you know, fruits of your labor in some way, as well as just pleasure and having a good time. We're now going into the day-to-day, your routine. Some of you are really looking at the way you approach your day-to-day life. That could be involving work, that could be involving health, that could be involving a lot of different things, but just the way you live your life, basically. And there's a lot of really interesting energy that's happening there for you, especially with, you know, again, all of this stuff happening in Capricorn, which is your 8th house, Gemini. That's very very interesting. We have a lot of big transformation, and I feel like a lot of these changes are being catalyzed from deep personal truths or big mysteries or just big truth bombs being dropped in your life. I feel like for a lot of people that already happened in September with all of the planets moving through Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. There might have been a lot of rude awakenings or really unexpected revelations, or a lot of people just seem to be coming forward with a lot of truth. And with Pluto energy, it's a lot about exploring that. It's a lot about bringing that to light and really dissecting it and understanding it and talking about it. So I feel like there's a lot of conversations that are happening for everyone, but especially for you, Gemini, being a communicator sign, no less. So there's a lot of really interesting energy. And we do have an Aries full moon on October 13th that is going to be a really good time to let go of things that hold you back from being who you truly are. And I feel like for you specifically, Aries is your 11th house, which is your friendship, your social network. Some of you may be letting go of people who no longer feel like you no longer feel authentically connected to. You might also be just really figuring out your sense of self. It's a good time to really empower yourself for this full moon and to let go of things that block you from relating to yourself in that way and from going forward in your life, because Aries is all about forward movement as well and just putting yourself out there, doing the thing you want to do. That is big Aries energy. So for some of you, I do see there may be kind of an attrition in friendships. You may be letting some friends go or just distancing yourself from people, and that's totally normal. You're just coming into yourself, and you will naturally align with people who are more in tone with that, in resonance with you. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, that full moon is a really powerful time and a good time for you to let go of people who no longer serve you. Again, we have the new moon in Scorpio on the 31st, on Halloween, Samhain. Or I'm sorry, that is on the 28th, so right before Halloween, right before Samhain. What's interesting about this, though, is we actually do have Mercury going retrograde, which is your ruling planet, going retrograde on the 31st. Mercury is the planet of communication, of travel, of thoughts, ideas, and when it goes retrograde, which means it appears like it's going backwards in the sky, it's just an optical illusion that happens every 3 or 4 months or so, that energy is going inward, which means that there's going to be a lot of inner focus, and communication might be... There might be some mishaps there might be some misunderstandings, misinformation that comes through. But with it being in a water sign, especially with it being in Scorpio, especially with it being near Samhain, I'm really feeling like all of these placements are really increasing intuition, and especially mediumship. Some of you may be connecting with deceased loved ones. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but especially Gemini, with all of this 8th house activity that is going on for you, you really could be getting messages from the other side, whether that be dead people or spirit guides or disincarnate beings. I do feel like this is going to be a really good time to connect with these abilities, to connect with these people, with these beings. And if you are interested in intuition development, the new moon is a really great time to do that, to set that intention and to watch it grow over the month ahead. But I do feel like it's going to be hard to actually verbalize what is coming to us. Even though our intuition is very high, our sensitivity will be very high, we might not be able to understand what exactly is going on. So do keep that in mind. People could be a bit emotional, and there could be some shutdowns in communication during that time. So all good stuff to keep on the radar. But I do feel like, again, it's a really powerful window to work with your intuition, to connect from beyond the veil, because the veil is going to be thinnest at that time of year. So really, really exciting stuff. I do hope that this was helpful for all of you. I am going to go into the actual tarot reading now. Again, I do have a link in the description box for the astrological forecast for October 2019 for those of you who are interested. I am going to start shuffling here And as I do that, I am just going to disclaim that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It is up to your own intuition to discern what is meant for your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. If this message does not resonate or you would like further clarity, you are more than welcome to check out the other videos for October, the other general readings. If you don't know what your moon, rising, or Venus sign are, I have a natal chart calculator in the description box down below that can help you figure out all of those placements. You're also welcome to look at the Heart of the Matter love readings I have. They're all timeless, even though they have the dates on them. You can just look through those messages and see what pops out at you, or you can look at the most recent message and see if that resonates. And that's good if you're looking specifically for some love advice. Let's see. What are the messages for Gemini? And do keep in mind that if there are other people in this reading that get brought up, the energy or the roles could also be switched. So the other person might be your own energy or vice versa, especially if you are cross-watching for a Gemini. What are the messages for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus coming into October. This is the energy that you've been moving through for September. Some of you even further back. It's kind of just reviewing where you currently are, what you have been focused on, working on, communicating, maybe even let go. And it's just coming in because it is going to be relevant for the month ahead. Interesting. Okay. We have the Sun of Cups and the Sun of Swords that came out together. This is showing up in your day-to-day life, so this could be pertaining to work and home especially. The Empress card showing up in the emotions, the heart, maybe some relationship stuff. The Emperor coming out in your mind, communication, ideas. It's interesting when we have the Emperor and the Empress together like this. They're literally right next to each other. I do feel like some of you might be... This feels like a relationship reading right off the bat, to be honest. It could be a new relationship. It could be one that has recently gone to a new level or has opened up. I do see a lot of communication here with the Sun of Cups and the Sun of Swords. People really being vulnerable with each other. There's definitely this connection. I am seeing that these energies are coming together. They are facing one another. There could be, for some of you, this might be a sense of conflict with somebody, but I'm getting more the sense that this is actually quite a sensitive and sweet relationship for a lot of you, but there might be an edge to this dynamic. Although the Sun of Swords is actually usually your own energy, Gemini. I am getting a lot of water and air energy here, but I do also have Taurus and Aries with the Empress and Emperor respectively. But this seems like a very sweet dynamic. It seems like someone either from work or someone you see a lot. There's just this very beautiful possibility here. And again, this is a general reading, so this isn't going to refer to all of you. For some of you, this could also be pertaining to work. This could be pertaining to something very stable, very nice, a nice opportunity for you to grow and to set roots. With the Empress card, I get the sense of being open to love as well. You've really opened yourself. Maybe you're just putting yourself out there. Maybe there isn't a specific individual right now, but I do feel like you are looking for this Emperor to match this Empress energy, or vice versa, depending on your gender or gender identity. However that applies. We're very inclusive here. But I feel like you're just looking for this counterpart for yourself. And I do see that you're open to love. You are, you know, very sensitive. And that doesn't mean, like, overly sensitive. That doesn't mean, I guess, like, hyper aware. It feels very, very stable, actually. And I just get the sense that you're communicating more, you're talking more, you're expressing yourself more. And I do feel like you are coming into a lot of stability as well. You know, not just with the Empress card, but especially with the Emperor. There's a lot of long-term thinking that you've been doing. Really interesting. I'm curious to see what the animals have to say, actually. What is the animal wisdom? Yeah, there's a lot of stability here with the horse card. Some of you may have moved, you might have gotten a new job or a promotion or a raise. There's just this sense that you're really being supported by the universe right now, and it's okay to put yourself out there. You're safe to love again. You don't have to be guarded. I feel like, and if this has felt like something that you've been trying to do for a while, it's important to just keep this energy up, because horse is a symbol of endurance, of longevity. If you're literally feeling tired or drained, it is actually important for you to exercise. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes you actually just need to get physical to make your body feel energetic, to give yourself those endorphins. I am feeling like that's important for some of you. There's definitely this need for movement, for sure, with this Son of Swords. This is your energy, Gemini. It feels really lovely. This feels really good, actually. So I'm curious to see what is happening for you for October, what is coming in, what new messages, what new opportunities are revealing themselves to you in October. This is especially true for the first part of October. What new energy is coming in for Gemini for October? That's too many. Show me clearly. What new energy is coming in for Gemini for October? Some of you may have also been settling down. There might have been a lot of movement, and then you finally decided to slow things down, or you found something to kind of ground yourself with. Very big energy here, huh? It's too many. Show me clearly. One more message, please. I do feel like someone might be holding back. Yeah, for sure. I say that because sometimes when I'm shuffling and it's taking a while, or it's kind of giving me a lot of cards, it can indicate to me that someone might not be communicating something directly. I do see with the Hanged Man here, some of you are definitely feeling a little stuck. There might be some stagnation for you at the start of October. There's kind of this pause. There was all of this movement that was happening, and then all of a sudden it seems like something is coming to a halt. I definitely feel like there is this desire to move forward, to keep moving with the Chariot card in your heart. You also have the Hermit here. They came out together. So some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, Virgo individual, maybe even Pisces. You know, a lot of energy here, but a lot of water energy for sure. And you also have the Four of Swords here as well. So with the Hanged Man, there might be some sort of delay. There might be some sense of taking pause. You might be reconsidering your options here, especially if you've been dating around, or especially if you have been, you know, looking for work or looking for something new. You're reevaluating things. Or maybe there is a pause here. There's something that you can't proceed on. It's almost the universe has stepped in to make you identify what it is you really want, to really make you see something from a different angle is a really important energy or action to take when the Hanged Man shows up. Some of you might be working with divination. I do feel like there is actually some downloads some of you are receiving, because we have the Hanged Man, we have the Hermit, and we have the Four of Swords, which can kind of represent downloads to me as a reader. And you might just be getting this sense of knowing. You might suddenly just see your life in a very different way. We were kind of talking about that with especially planets moving through Scorpio, your 6th house, the way you're living your life. Could be this Hermit energy as well. I do feel like some of you are actually going a little introverted for October, at least during the first half. You're kind of going inward and really reflecting. You're finding this light within yourself. You're really tapping into your wisdom here, Gemini. And it's not necessarily comfortable, because we do have this Chariot card. There is this desire to move forward with something or with someone, but there's this blockage, there's this delay, there's this setback, there's something. And it's really guiding you to look inward right now. And there's definitely this need to rest as well with the Four of Swords. There is something coming here, and maybe that's why you're a little anxious, maybe that's why you're a little antsy to see where things go, because you do have this sense of a future here. You do sense something coming in. But it's like right now, it's just a good time to rest. It's a good time to meditate, to open your third eye. Communication might have slowed down with someone, and if it has, it almost feels like an external thing. I don't think it's because of something happening between the two of you. I do also see that some of you might also be seeking outside help. You might be going to a hermit archetype, because the hermit is someone you seek out. They're the wise one. You kind of have to go to them to get the wisdom. So for some of you, this is an external journey, but that's always going to bring you inside yourself anyway. This is, the hallmark of a true teacher or a true mentor. They make you reflect. They make you see your inner truth. They put that into words for you. They help you understand it better. I just get this sense of this getting back in touch with yourself. And again, there is kind of this sense of loneliness. Some of you really might be losing some friends or kind of pulling away from friends for a little while. But I do see some changes there. And it's really important that instead of trying to make things happen as quickly as possible, that you're in alignment with these things, that you understand why you want this outcome or this relationship or whatever it is this is pertaining to. Because with the Chariot and the Hermit together, it is especially important for you to be aligned, for your energy to be forward moving, direct, and it has to come from the right place in order for this to be successful. So that might mean sitting with some uncomfortable emotions, sitting down with your thoughts and really understanding something here. I feel like you're taking a time out for the first part of October. And I know for Gemini that's not always easy. I'm literally getting a headache thinking about it, actually. Some of you might be having headaches. And that's actually a sign of downloads as well, your third eye opening, or a crown chakra activation for some of you. Although I'm getting like this pressure in my temple, so I feel like some of you are just stressed. What are the messages for Gemini? Animal wisdom, please. What are the animal messages for Gemini for the first part of October, for what is coming in October? And that makes sense too, with Libra being in your fifth house. Some of you might have just been kind of dating around, or just putting yourself back out there. Maybe there was a breakup. and you kind of healed from that and you needed to just kind of expose yourself to other people. Maybe you were trying out dating apps. I do feel like you're giving yourself a break from that, though. Fish and tiger. Yeah, you're definitely feeling almost a little bit helpless with fish energy, I hate to say. It's like you're kind of being thrown by the tides here a little bit. Maybe that's what this blockage is about. It's almost like you don't have the sense of control. There's a lot of movement and a lot of stirring, but it's not really going anywhere. It's almost like you're swimming in circles. I do see with tiger, it is definitely really important for you to pull away and, you know, actually embrace darkness a little bit, because tiger is totally at ease. It's nocturnal. It is the lunar forces embodied, and tiger is very fearless, very courageous. It can help us navigate our shadow and see things that we might not be comfortable seeing, or sitting through intense emotions. Tiger's a really powerful totem for all of that. Very strong, divine feminine energy, but also has a touch of masculine there as well. So kind of bringing those into balance. I do feel like, you know, this card in the book actually does mention Chotaka meditation, which is candle gazing. I actually feel like that's going to be helpful for some of you. It's meditation you do in the dark where you're just looking at a flame and you're just gazing at a flame. It opens your third eye. I feel like that's actually really good. And also getting away from screens, especially at nighttime, reducing your exposure to white light, to bright light. That's actually very stimulating to the brain. If you're having a hard time sleeping, which some of you might be with this Four of Swords, it's really important that you stay away from screens, you turn off electronics, or you get a blue light filter. I know Windows 10 has that. That's what I have as my operating system. You can also download filter apps like Flux or Twilight on your smartphone, which will cancel out the blue light so you won't get the stimulating white light and you can still work late on your computer. I know I have to do that. It's not ideal, but I do feel like it's important for you to kind of take time away for yourself. And, you know, making sure that you're kind of using this bustling energy in productive ways. So making sure you're writing to-do lists, making sure you're getting things done that you need to get done, and focused on the things that you can still work on, even though there's this hanged man energy, even though I know some of you are feeling stuck. It's important that you still work on the things that you can. Let's see. I'm now going to be shuffling for down the road. Again, you know, with these general readings, the time frame is a bit relative. It's fluid. So just take it as it applies. It's not going to happen at the same rate for everybody, but this is just the most likely outcome, the trajectory for where the energy currently is. What does that look like for Gemini? It's too many. Yeah, some of you are really coming up against a wall. Someone might be guarded. Maybe communication was really good with someone or something, and then all of a sudden it's like standstill, lockdown. What's going on? You don't know anymore. And it's making you kind of second guess things or doubt things. What are the messages for Gemini? Show me clearly. Who is holding back all of this information? There's a lot of that with Scorpio energy too. And especially as we're going towards the end of October, I hate to say, we're going to be in that pre-shadow phase for Mercury. So communication is going to be slowing down. Ooh, yeah, okay. What else we got? Okay. Yeah, someone's shutting down. And you're starting to see that by the start of October, definitely towards the end of October if you're not seeing it already. Show me clearly. One more message, please. Wow, it is taking some time. I'm sorry. Okay. No, that's good. So we have the Nine of Swords and the Death that came out together. Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. This is very interesting. With the Death card and the Nine of Swords, you are pretty anxious by the end of the month about something. Feels like something you're letting go, some sort of transition. Could just be referring to Scorpio energy too. I could really see that because we've been talking about Scorpio so much for all of you. And we do have all of the water sign cards on the table, so some of you are dealing with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio for sure. And there's a lot of anxiety. There is a lot of restlessness too. I was saying some of you are having a hard time sleeping. That might be happening towards the end of the month as well. Kind of a restless time. Just, you want to go somewhere. You want to move forward, but it's like, I see with this Two of Swords, you're either not sure about something anymore or the other party isn't sure about it. There's this delay. I'm also getting the sense that you're not seeing something very clearly. Your mind is almost too anxious, too active. You really need to slow down your mind by the end of the month, Gemini. I do see someone opening up, becoming vulnerable again, perhaps even offering some sort of commitment or asking you out, going to the next level, whatever that means. Could also be a business partner as well, or just someone opening up to you emotionally. But I get the sense that you're actually a little bit guarded to things towards the end of the month, which is kind of funny. It's almost like things went 180. You're now guarded because this person was guarded. It triggered you in some way. So that's really interesting. I actually want to clarify, why is the Two of Cups here? There's a decision some of you need to make. There is definitely a decision some of you need to make with the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. And it's almost like, right there with Swords and Cups, it's like a decision between your head over your heart. You don't know what to do. You're feeling really stuck over this. It feels like it's pertaining to love. Could also be a job. You're feeling stuck over something. What are you not deciding? Strength card. Clarifying the Two of Cups. This is a really interesting combination because sometimes the Two of Cups actually does feature a lion head. It doesn't in this specific deck. But why that is there is because it reminds us that it actually takes a great deal of strength to be vulnerable, to open up. And it's really important to do this with some sort of emotional composure, taking responsibility for your own emotions, not just throwing that on someone. Really healthy communication. Ooh, gosh, this feels interesting. There's definitely a big transformation or a big shift happening for you. Could be internal. It might not even be external, but it's just changing the way that you relate to other people. This could also be involving a Leo as well. There could be a Leo making a love offer to some of you, or someone you had met during Leo season. But you're feeling very anxious, almost neurotic. I'm going to pull some animal wisdom here. What is going on? There's a couple of animals I could see for this. Cosmic egg. Yeah, you're definitely going through a spiritual awakening. Some of you, you're actually not sleeping because you are receiving downloads. You're going through an awakening process. You might, especially if you find yourself jumping forward in your sleep, that's actually a symptom of Kundalini ascension, which is your life force energy coming through your entire body. Working with the crown chakra, really tapping into your spiritual interconnectedness. That is really important. Maybe that's why death is here too. Maybe you are literally connecting to someone from the other side. They might be communicating to you through dreams. That's really important. Buffalo, grounding the spiritual energy. Buffalo is an earth card, as indicated by the alchemical symbol for earth at the top here, that upside down triangle with the line through it. It's a really grounded spiritual presence. It's someone who has this unshaking, unwavering faith, and you just need to trust. I feel like you're having a hard time trusting in the universe right now. You're not seeing why the universe is giving you certain obstacles or giving you certain challenges. So really become open to that. Why am I experiencing X? Why am I experiencing Y? How am I possibly benefiting from this in a spiritual perspective? And that does kind of require observer awareness, which I see you're really doing with the Hanged Man energy at the start of the month. You're really seeing yourself from outside of yourself. You are seeing the situation from outside of yourself, and some of you are struggling to do that, but that is kind of the direction you need to go, because there's something you're just not seeing clearly. I do feel like there is love here, too, with this Two of Cups and with strength. It might be a connection that's really becoming strengthened. You know, a solid relationship doesn't just happen like that. It's going to test you. It's going to make you grow. And I feel like that's what's happening for some of you. And this growth process is really uncomfortable because it's making you sit with some uncomfortable feelings. Maybe some feelings of abandonment. But I don't feel like this person is trying to abandon you. Although there is definitely an end for some of you. I do see that with the Death card. This feels more like fear and worry, though, being connected with this Nine of Swords. Someone's having a hard time letting go something from the past. Maybe that's an old dynamic, an old wound. I could certainly see that for you, Gemini. I actually want to pull a color card. I have this color therapy card, or color therapy deck that can give you some energy to work with. You can kind of do the exercise described in the process here. I'm just going to be reading straight from the Oracle deck because they are very specific. This is a brand new deck. It was actually just given to me on my birthday last month. And I feel like it's a good way to kind of wrap up readings that can be a little heavy or a little dense. Yeah, Auburn, ground yourself. Oh, and this is perfect with these fall colors here. This is such an October card. I was saying, you know, really grounding the spiritual energy through yoga, through spiritual practice. That's really, really important for some of you. You're feeling very flighty and unstable, which is funny because it's almost like those are the things. Being grounded almost makes a Gemini feel unstable sometimes because they want to be moving, they want to be talking, they want to be doing, they don't want to slow down. So, here we have the description for the Auburn card. Auburn is a fantastic cover. Sorry, let's try that again. Auburn is a fantastic color for grounding yourself and providing access to universal intelligence. Regeneration, increased concentration, and a higher level of patience, stability, and practicality are all among Auburn's gifts. Ground yourself in the now with the Auburn rays of light. I was saying like all of this, just saying. So the exercise for Auburn, grounding. Imagine that your feet are magnetized to the earth and its rich colors. Place your bare feet on the ground outside. Breathe deeply and feel the energy and healing power of the earth. Visualize Auburn's rays moving through your body and into the earth. Feel how the rays ground you in the present moment. Enjoy the feeling of interconnectedness, allowing Auburn to regenerate your body. Say, Divine Spirit, connect me to your infinite power and intelligence. Allow me to walk my true path of wisdom, peace, and joy. Now, for some of you, if it's like really cold outside and you don't want to actually be barefoot, touch a tree for this, because trees are also grounded to the earth. And, you know, you still get the negative ionic exchange that a lot of us don't get, which is what helps keep us calm. You know, being grounded, literally having our bare feet to the earth. Most of us don't get the earth's charge because we are walking on concrete all day. We're walking in shoes with rubber soles. We're literally not getting the energy from the planet, and we're not releasing the positive energy, the positive ions, I mean, which actually cause us to feel stressed and worried. When we touch the earth, we exchange that energy. The earth literally transmutes our energy. So it's really important for you to do that and to ground yourself. You can also visualize buffalo with its heavy hooves planting into the earth. You can call on buffalo to really help you ground this intense spiritual energy that's coming in. And I do get the sense you have this download happening. And maybe that's why the universe is kind of forcing you to be a little alone or by yourself right now, because you have a lot to integrate, a lot of personal truth that's coming through. Wow. I do hope that this was helpful for you, Gemini. I'm not getting any more messages for you right now. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what's going on for you. Let me know if you liked this color therapy oracle. I am still experimenting with it, so I'd love some feedback to hear from all of you. Again, I have links in the description box for personal readings, Reiki sessions, donations, and all of my social media accounts. And be sure to look out for that giveaway. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Gemini. Take care.